Good afternoon, class. Our team Accelerate is delighted to present to you our presentation that we have prepared for Sephora. Now, today we are here to assist Sephora Canada as they struggle to gain sales from men's cosmetics. So our team will be presenting its research methodology, and then we'll dive into our social media strategy and then showcase the metrics to evaluate the success. As many of you may know, Sephora is a omni beauty retailer with over 100 stores in Canada. Today we'll be focusing on advancing men's sales and cosmetics, specifically in regards to Sephora Canada. Now, in order to suggest an effective social media strategy, we first had to run the first phase, which was the research findings. Essentially, we collected data using 5 different steps. First, we ran a Sephora engagement analysis to see the social media platform engagement. Second, we assessed past social media campaigns. Third, we adopted social media listening. And then fourth, we assessed key competitors and we did a comparative analysis. And last, we assessed the general men's grooming industry. Now let's dive into each step that was implemented into research, with the first being engagement analysis. So as you can see, Sephora Canada has the strongest presence on TikTok and Instagram, but a higher engagement rate on TikTok, but the follower rate is a lot higher on Instagram. But what we want to note here is that if you look on the slide, we have provided the past top performing posts from the help of Arrival IQ. And as you can see, there's a very feminine and soft aesthetic, and it's very targeted towards women, which showcases a huge gap towards male marketing.
So diving straight into the social media examples, we can see that Sephora collabed with influencer Swaggy Mo for their Instagram post here, and this was to promote men's skincare routines. So this post actually performed below expectations with a like count of 2,800 versus the average of 4,000 plus. Also, the low male to female targeting ratio just goes to show how they're not targeting men's products as much, as this is one of the few posts targeting men in the last 6 months. Also, the post is positioned in the middle of an endless pool of makeup posts, which again is ineffective in adhering to the right target audience's preferences. And lastly, it does not depict or show the low effort or high efficiency style of skincare that the target audience is looking for. Moving on to their TikTok, we can see some example that they posted on Sephora Canada. It's one of the few posts targeting men in the past year on this page, which is a very long time to not post for men. And again, it's not positioned well. Also, it lacks information about how to actually use the products. It's just a very broad display of them. And then again, the product mix, it's very odd, as it doesn't just show skincare, it also shows beauty products and other stuff.
So for our third step, we critically assessed Sephora's online community, and we specifically looked at what customers are advocating and providing us feedback. So by assessing previous posts, we recognized that approximately 85% of the comments are generally positive, which showcases a strong appreciation for the brand. However, it must be noted that the female demographic is the main consumer that comments on these posts. And as you can see on the slide, these pictures are of 2 posts that Sephora posted in the last month that performed exceptionally well. So though there is a positive response, it mainly showcases that women are tapping into the market, and Sephora is not targeting well enough towards men.
So the 3 key competitors that we chose is Shoppers Drug Mart, MAC, and the Body Shop. And all 3 of these competitors, they have a significant catalog of skincare and beauty products. So it's key to note that Shoppers Drug Mart and the Body Shop get a lot more amount of web visits, but this is also due to the fact that they sell other types of products besides skincare and beauty. Also, we specifically chose Shoppers Beauty because it's the closest and strongest competitor. It's performed the best in terms of web visits. The bounce rate is still in the acceptable range, and again, the TikTok engagement rate is very well on this. Next slide. So diving deeper into Shoppers Beauty on their Instagram, they posted this with Jack Innanen, and it was a campaign to just track his 6-month skincare routine and promote this amongst other men. So one key thing to know is that they recycle a lot of their content across TikTok and Instagram, since this was one of the only posts targeting men, especially when it comes to skincare in the past 6 months. And also, if you look at the post on Jack's page, it performs significantly better than it did on Shopper's page, which just goes to show that there's a certain style of marketing and a way of adhering to consumers' preferences that just Jack did well in comparison to Shoppers who didn't do so well.
So for our last step, we looked at the general grooming industry and how it's performing. So so that we can leverage it for Sephora Canada. So clearly, skincare makes up 45.6% of the grooming industry and is the #1 reason why men are considering cosmetics. And this is a crucial finding, as skincare is something that Sephora Canada can leverage to enhance sales. The reason why skincare is booming is because millennial men are recognizing that the paradigms are shifting regarding masculinity, so they're more open to maintaining their skin, and they're reassured that their qualities as a man are not questioned. Also, men are starting to recognize that skincare has significant benefits when implemented. So the realization can be greatly credited to TikTok during the pandemic, as men were consistently using this app to gain knowledge regarding skincare. As you can see on the slide, there's millions of views regarding skincare, and inevitably a 389% year-on-year increase on views related to skincare. So the substantial research showcases that skincare is the #1 segment to target when trying to enhance sales in men's cosmetics.
So moving on to phase 2. Before we can define our 3E-pronged strategy, we first have to define who exactly our target segment is. Evidently, our targeted demographic is men within that 23 to 39-year-old millennium age range. So introducing Dan, who is 29 years old and wants a minimal getting ready routine and is often inspired by easy tutorials he sees on TikTok. A representative of his target audience, Dan also has high buying behaviors and is seeking ways to maintain his skin.
So our main objective is to increase men's skincare sales. Therefore, we must direct traffic to our website using our social media strategy. We recognize that there will not be an immediate increase right when our campaign starts, so we've given about a year timeline to reach a 10% ROI. We must also increase male engagement to ensure awareness and alignment with content and product offerings. We hope to leverage our social media platforms for this within the next 6 months after the launch of our campaign.
So we're going to obtain our SMART goals through our comprehensive strategy titled Operation Men Engagement, the Triple E approach. Here we're going to position Sephora to better appeal to the average male consumer using an awareness campaign titled It's Okay. This will help to educate male consumers on Sephora skincare products. It's going to engage them in a two-way conversation to help build a loyal community and instill in trust into the brand through influencer marketing, all of which will help to boost the sales in the male cosmetics category for Sephora.
So essentially, we cannot just increase sales through a mid-funnel strategy. Rather, we must first ignite awareness and education about skincare. Therefore, as our challenge is to increase sales past the prior $300 million sales, to do this, we must first use upper funnel tactics, like optimizing social media channels and launching Sephora Men's social media campaign called It's Okay. So what's It's Okay? It's Okay is a minimalist educational campaign that heavily uses infographics stating that skincare is easy, okay to use as a man. Now, what exactly entails Sephora Men? Sephora Men includes launching new social media channels like on Instagram and TikTok, which highly appeal to our targeted age demographic. We hope to target these minimalist men who are really unaware of skincare's benefits and men who can especially be transformed to lifetime value customers. So as seen by the slide and as per mock-up, Sephora Men includes very digestible, easy to use educational content in comparison to Sephora's current content. Essentially, the type of content we are launching is synonymous with It's Okay, as we stated, which shows regular male models with an emphasis on education. Therefore, advancing the idea that skincare does not have to be taboo, scary, or unapproachable. To widen the content ecosystem, we will also have It's Okay hashtags all across our social media, along with CTA saying, hey, it's okay to skincare. To maximize reach, we will also launch a robust campaign on multiple sites. For example, on meta sites like Instagram and Facebook, we'll have a 3 to 4 month launch period with 4 feed posts per week in various content formats.
So amazing. So how many of you, before buying a product, have researched it online? We thought so. So building a community is imperative for brands to stay top of mind and relevant to consumers. So Sephora's problem lies within the fact that most men are unaware that there are products available specifically for them. As proven in primary research, men are also apprehensive about being vocal and asking questions about skincare and cosmetics, as it can be viewed as taboo. Men value having anonymity when it comes to cosmetics, which will be maintained on Reddit. Sephora Men's subreddit should be launched soon after the Instagram. With this subreddit, Sephora will be able to create a continuous relationship with their male consumers through discursive interactions. Further, AMA, or Ask Me Anything, would allow men to ask their questions to trained Sephora staff online, instead of going in store, which can be overwhelming. Our primary research suggests that most men go online and search up items they are interested in buying. Reddit's organic content creates buzzwords that appear in searches. This can encourage search engine optimization and bring people directly to the Reddit when they search online. Reddit will then direct them to the Sephora website. So Reddit's appeal comes from its low price tag, forum customization, and the fact that the majority of Reddit users are men within our target age range. It also makes it easy to collect consumer information to inform the campaigns and advertising. Upvotes and downvotes can also help Sephora determine the responsiveness of content. So after Reddit's launch, we suggest launching a peer-to-peer network on the actual Sephora website specifically for men on the Sephora community page. Sephora community encompasses small groups, blogs, challenges, amongst other things with active Sephora insider members. This will foster a peer-to-peer community instead of a business-to-consumer community. This will be launched after the Reddit as men are currently unaware of Beauty Insider and you must be a Sephora member, meaning that you've already purchased from the brand to be a part of the community. Not only will this foster engagement, but also loyalty. This community page, along with Reddit, promotes authenticity. Sephora members will personally promote products and answer questions, creating UGC without influence from the retailer. Although this will also happen on Reddit, it seems more authentic as there is less mediation. Furthermore, the community has the ability to directly link product recommendations to the different posts, which can encourage conversion. This is also a great opportunity for compelling headlines and catchy visuals to draw people to the different products.
So moving on, we've decided to incorporate 3 different male influencers, with each one targeting a different portion of the marketing funnel. So starting off with awareness, we have chosen to partner with Will Tennyson for sponsored posts. Now, he's a macro influencer in the gym and fitness space, and his audience currently consists mainly of really hyper-masculine men who don't even know that skincare can be for them. Now, this is a huge untapped segment for Sephora men to bring awareness to. The sponsored post will feature a post-workout skincare routine, as it's extremely important to cleanse your skin after a sweaty workout and to use cologne to freshen up. Now, Will's entire brand is all about taking care of your mind and body, and so this can be related to the It's Okay campaign by emphasizing that it's just as necessary to take care of your skin. Our next partnership with Kaiser Razek aims to address men in our target demographic who are already aware of skincare essentials, but we want them to consider purchasing from Sephora. Now, Kaiser is a lifestyle influencer who's been very vocal about skincare and confidence. So through unboxing videos, we can send him skincare and cosmetics to target specific pain points. He can demonstrate that Sephora products work a lot better than generic drugstore products like L'Oreal Men, for example, as Sephora's offerings can be tailored to your individual skin concerns, and L'Oreal Men can be found at Shoppers. And lastly, to boost sales, we want to target Prayag Mishra to push as many users into conversion. His sassy man persona combats these traditional toxic masculinity ideas, making him an ideal affiliate to the It's Okay campaign. His target audience consists of men who have already overcome that traditional masculinity and are investing in their appearance. Now, Prayag is known for his hair and beard, so as an affiliate marketer, he can promote the code POOKIEBEARD for 10% off of all Jack Black beard and hair care products at Sephora. With his incredible reach, Prayag will help to draw more traffic to the website and convert these users into sales. Now, this is our cost breakdown for our entire strategy. As you can see, our paid advertising yields the highest expense at just over $68,000, and with our influencer partnership being estimated to be $15,000, we've also kept a reserve of 15% for contingency purposes, bringing us to $100,000.
Moving forward, our It's Okay campaign will reach the aforementioned SMART objectives through metrics like brand affinity, which should increase due to positive sentiments via a P2P network. We will also capitalize on ethnography to maximize the rate of conversion for visitors to leads to customers. Overall, considering a $100,000 budget and an average year-over-year skincare industry growth of 13.6%, our campaign, as seen by the graph, will start being revenue generating by month 8. By the end of the campaign, it should garner around 5% in ROI and 12.5% within 2 years, thus tackling our main sales challenge. From a quantitative aspect, we will use social listening tools like Google Analytics and Hootsuite, where we expect to find increased impression touchpoints, like 50K likes, comments, shares on Instagram and TikTok, and further. There should also be greater shares of voice, like 25% from the prior 13.3% due to increased traffic. Naturally, then, bounce rate would also decrease to under 30%, which can also be further minimized via A/B testing during the campaign. Lastly, we expect that average click-through rates will improve to a 10% industry average, whereas ROI will be augmented to over 5%.
Perfect. So Sephora must first dedicate time to conduct extensive research, including internal and external audits, to have a great understanding of the target male consumer. Afterwards, campaign shoots, reach outs, and back-end work is necessary. We will then launch the Sephora Men Instagram page and start to post organic content and curated advertisements while partnering with the influencers. As popularity grows, the Sephora Reddit should be launched as men grow curious and search for products online. So after the initial launch, we should consistently be monitoring the pages. As people begin to learn about Beauty Insider, the addition of Sephora Men group should ensue promising engagement. Furthermore, consistent check on influencer progress and health is necessary. If all is done correctly, we should reach our targeted ROI.
In terms of risks and mitigation, we identified 3 key risks. The first being our actual costs exceeding our projected costs, for which we have our $15K reserve fund. Our second risk is ad performance on Instagram and TikTok being below our expectations. For that, our mitigation is to leverage sponsors to reach more consumers in the target audience. And the final risk is that a major influencer declines working with us on this campaign. And finally, we will leverage niche influencers that are passionate about the campaign just as much as we are. Thank you so much for listening, and we'd love to open the floor to any questions.